Last time we looked at 3 triple changers in a row. So naturally you're gonna ask yourself, how are you gonna top that? Well, I can't, but we can get darn close. I present to you Titan's Return 6-Shot. So brace yourselves, we got 6 modes to run through. We'll start in robot mode, because honestly this is how you're gonna leave him most of the time. 6-Shot looks really good here in robot mode. These colors really pop. The light green and bone white are spot on to the G1 version, but the purple on his legs is a little bit darker. Just as red and blue are iconically Optimus Prime, this green and purple are iconically 6-Shot. They did a great job capturing his character. They really paid attention to detail here. The chest in particular is very intricate. Another neat touch lies underneath the helmet. That symbol is the kanji character for 6. There are certain areas of this figure that feel very new, but at its core, it's a carbon copy of the original G1 figure. The most apparent upgrade has to be his articulation. At the shoulders, you get a swivel out to the side and a full rotation. You get an upper elbow rotation and almost a 90-degree elbow bend. At the waist, you get a full swivel out to the side and a forward and backward hip ratchet, topped off with a movable hip skirt. Knees bend almost to 90 degrees and are double jointed. Even though he has a lot of articulation, his legs are pretty much useless due to these loose transformation joints and his ankle tilts that have this detent and that detent. He looks so good, but I have so much trouble getting him to pose. It's kind of frustrating. Other than that, this robot mode is my favorite by far. Even though there's a ton of vehicle bits on him, he doesn't look cluttered. His weapons can be held in either hand or combined into one big rifle. Something interesting, but not documented in any official paperwork, is the ability to plug his rifles back here to store them. This is Armored Car Mode, and what an appropriate name because this thing is beefy. I mean seriously, this thing is just one big slab of plastic. It rolls pretty well despite the wheels being set so far back. And you can mount his guns here on the top. On the top there's a place for 2 Titan Masters to sit, but they're completely exposed. Which I find hilarious! 6-Shot don't care about no Titan Masters! Tank mode is interesting. It's certainly not your traditional tank. I mean, I guess the turret's pretty convincing with the guns and the molded in detail. A Titan Master can ride in this cockpit, but he only fits if it's folded up. So no, the Titan Master cannot look out the window. I mean, Blitzwing did it, so I'm not exactly sure why this $50 toy can't. Another complaint, this mode doesn't tab together at all. The treads will just flop around and the turrets will droop if you're not careful. This is a really large jet mode. I mean, look at how small that cockpit is. And there's this massive carrier platform looking thing on the nose. And he's got these giant cannons on his wing. Calling this thing a jet is an understatement. This is an aerial battle platform. Unfortunately, this mode isn't exactly solid either. These parts don't tab in anywhere. Again. And the entire front section sags. Again. This beast mode is stocky. It's quite large, and if I'm honest, it's a bit unconvincing. Of all the modes, this one definitely suffers the most. I mean, it's certainly trying, with the claws, the jaws, and the tail that's made entirely out of the gun. I hope he doesn't fart. You'll notice this massive cavity in the head. Guess what goes in there? Which means you'll have to dig out the head, remove the Titan Master, and reinsert it. Yeah, I'll take unnecessary gimmicks for 50, Alex. This mode puzzles me because it kind of came out of nowhere. On the original figure, the 6th mode wasn't a submarine, it was actually a gun. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this submarine mode. Yeah, I got nothing. This mode is a huge stretch. It really doesn't resemble a submarine in the slightest. It's just a mashup of different parts from different modes. Which is my biggest complaint with Six Shot. Outside of his robot mode, he really doesn't have an alt mode that I would describe as great. And I think that's just a result of him being a 6 changer. You shouldn't expect 6 great modes from this guy because at his core, he's an homage to the original G1 figure. And if you're down with that, then you should go get you one. But if you haven't got any affection for the G1 version, then this one's not gonna do much for you. Oh!
Police! Get on the ground now!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
That is not a gun, it is a submarine!
So anyway, Six Shot's an okay figure. Thanks for watching.